This is episode 97. G'day and welcome to the My Voice Notes series. This series came about because of you. So thank you. I was receiving feedback on how you enjoy the realness and rawness of my show and that you connect with my stories and experiences. So I decided to bite my fear on the bum and share with you my most personal series yet. I spend a lot of time reflecting and I usually record my thoughts in my phone, sort of like a journal. And now you will have access to that. Please leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts if you enjoy this series, because my intention is to inspire you to break free of anything that holds you back and to know that you are not alone. All right, buckle up. Here we go. Hello and welcome to another episode here on Your Coach, Helen Yuskovic. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for listening and thank you for showing up for you. You know, every time you listen to a podcast, you are actually developing yourself. You're personally developing yourself. You're increasing your knowledge. You're expanding. You're growing. So well done, you. Today, I want to talk about one of my favorite things, which is physical touch. I love touch. I love hugging people. I love people hugging me. I love if people play with my hair. I love massages. I love everything about physical touch. And it is so important, physical touch. And today, I just want to share with you a few reasons why and to share with you a few cool studies and results that they found in the studies. So if you're ready, buckle up. Here we go. The problem with this day and age is that people are using their phones a lot and computers, and people aren't touching as much anymore. You'll notice that in places like the airports, people used to touch and hug and sleep on each other. And now, people are on the phone all the time and they're just using their phone. And this touch feeling, this beautiful sensory experience is just sort of dying out and people are craving it. There was a study in the 1990s where two scientists traveled to Romania to examine the sensory deprivation of children in understaffed orphanages. And it was so sad. The touch-deprived children had strikingly lower cortisol and growth development for their age group. They were underweight compared to other kids. And it was just so sad. And it was just an indicator that physical touch is so important for a growing child. It plays a primary role in our development and our physical and our mental well-being. And there's studies that show the importance of physical touch for early development, communication, personal relationships, and even fighting disease. Yes, you heard right. Things like massage can really help our body to become stronger, and it actually helps to increase our natural killer cells, the ones that can kill off any sort of disease in the body. And the reason being, they think, is that because massage lowers your cortisol levels, which is your body's stress hormone. Cortisol kills the natural killer cells. So if you can reduce the stress hormones, then you can save the natural killer cells. It just makes so much sense. So what are ways that you can touch your children more, for example, or your partner or your friends? Things like holding hands, hugging, cuddling, they're all really good. They found that your heart rate decreases when you're getting some sort of a moderate pressure with touch, and same with your blood pressure. And they also found that people can get an increase in theta waves, which is what typically accompanies relaxation when you apply a moderate pressure sort of touch. And things like a massage are really, really great. I love getting a massage weekly. I am a physical touch girl. It's one of my love languages. And I was researching what does massage do? Why do I feel so good after a massage? And I found that what happens when you're getting massaged is that you're stimulating pressure receptors and vagal activity increases. So vagus is one of the 12 cranial nerves, and it has a lot of branches all over the body, from the gastrointestinal system and the heart to our vocal cords. And they measured vagal activity, and that actually increases. And with that, you actually get a decrease in cortisol. So what I mentioned before, that stress hormone. And then there's that increase in serotonin, which is our body's natural antidepressant and anti-pain chemical, which is so good. And I also found that you can get a decrease in substance P that senses pain. And to add more beautiful benefits, they consider yoga a form of self-touch, self-massage, rubbing your limbs against the floor with lots of those grounding postures. You get the similar effect. And that would be the same sort of scenario like if you're walking on the beach without your shoes on, or if you're walking, because you're putting that pressure onto your feet. And so those senses get stimulated. And if you're like me and you love hugs, listen to this, because they did this study and they found that people who actually received more hugs or who had more hugs had a better immune response to a virus. And that people that were doing something stressful, like giving a speech or doing some sort of a math problem or whatever it was, their performance was better if they had been hugged by a partner before the stress. So the need for touch is one of our most basic primal needs. If you think about animals, and when they're born, think about how much the mother touches them and licks them and makes sure that they're being cared for. Touch deprivation is associated with negative health outcomes such as anxiety and depression, immune system disorders. And ways to address touch deprivation include beautiful things like massage, pets, weighted blankets. Because think about it, infants literally cannot survive without human touch. That's how important it is to us, even as kids, adolescents, adults, well into the old age. So before you go and start touching everybody, I just want to shed some light on making sure that you have consent. So asking people, can I hug you? Is it okay if I touch you? Can I touch you here? And all of that. So make sure before you go around hugging people and touching people, just ask if it is okay to touch you, and then get on hugging, my friends. And this might be a gentle reminder to think about your children if you're a parent and how much you're actually touching them, and maybe your partner or your mum or your dad or whoever it might be that's around you, your friends, your colleagues, and try to incorporate a little bit more touch in your day-to-day. And I would love for you to get on my Instagram today after you've touched someone and let me know who you touched and what that touch was. Keep it G-rated, guys. Here is my voice note.
Touch is so important. It's one of our senses. And I was just sitting here reflecting on a couple of things. Recently I held a retreat, and actually two pieces of feedback that I received was, thank you for this retreat. I had forgotten how important touch was, because you touched me every single day and I felt so much love, something along those lines. And it really, really warmed my heart. And another thing that another participant said is, we were just at the dinner table and I just placed my hand on her back and I just started rubbing her back. And the first thing she said was like, she sort of melted and she was like, oh, wow. She said, your touch is so healing. And it just makes me realize that we all need to be touched every single day. And in an episode that I did previously, I spoke about how physical touch is one of my love languages. And if you're not receiving touch of someone, touch yourself. Give yourself a self-love massage. Go and have a massage, or go and have a pamper day. Put a lovely, beautiful blanket on your skin, but allow the sensation of touch to come into your life. And yesterday I had a client who came for a hypnosis session, and the first thing he did was say, Helen, can I have a hug? And I was like, of course. and we hugged, and this is coming from a gentleman that never hugs at all. And I didn't ask him why he needed that hug, but even just the subconscious mind is telling him, give yourself a hug and you'll feel better. And just that little moment, it just made my heart so full because he felt so safe to ask me for that hug. And I love being that source of safety for people. I do have other clients that I train as well, and they're not touchy people, and the first thing I say is, oh, well, you've chosen the wrong trainer. There will be touching and there will be hugging. After a while I realized that they warm to it because at the end of the day, we all want to be loved. We all want to feel love, and everybody deserves love. And physical touch is one of the important ways that we can receive and feel love.
Thank you times infinity for spending time with me. It really means a lot. Putting yourself first will really help escalate your goals, your dreams, and I love being on the journey with you. So make sure you come and tell me on my Instagram at Whole Health, which is HOL_health, and comment below this podcast photo to share your thoughts on my show today. And if you enjoyed it, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify so that I can keep bringing amazing value to you. I'm sending you truckloads of love, power, and joy. Bye for now.